Yeah, a very good morning once again, and welcome to the International Press Conference of HASCO. First of all, I would like to shortly introduce myself. My name is Nadia Kleven, and I have the honor of hosting this press conference on the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the company. Yes, HASCO has been the international manufacturer of standard parts now for 100 years and is leading in the market. Together with the company's management, we will take a look today at the historical development as much as looking into the future together. At this point, I would like to warmly welcome our Managing Director, Christoph Ehrlich, and our Executive Vice President of Sales and Business Development, José Silva. Welcome. Good morning.
Hello, Nadia. Good morning. Great to be here.
Thank you. Christoph, explain us a little bit. Since when are you here, the head of the company, and how did you find your way to HASCO?
Well, I think the business model itself is very inspiring, and from the very first second I got into the company, I've been catched with emotion. And meanwhile, I'm running and leading this company for more than 15 years.
15 years, that's quite a number already. Nice. Okay, and also let's hear José Silva. You are the Vice President of Sales and Business Development. Explain us a little bit. Where are you based? Where do you come from? What is your expertise?
Okay, so I come from Portugal, and I started in the company in 2009. As managing director of HASCO in Portugal in 2018. I came to Germany to occupy different positions. And I start my working journey as a mold maker, and actually that's my passion, is mold making.
That's so great. So you actually developed your passion, and now you're here at this international company, and you're in between Portugal and Germany, and you also said worldwide, right? You're traveling quite a lot.
Exactly. That's true. I'm traveling worldwide because, as you know, we are present worldwide, and that requires this global presence.
Amazing. Sorry, I am very much looking forward to this conversation today. But before we start, I would like to give you a quick overview of what is awaiting for you today. So we're going to take a look together at what made the company actually so successful. There are certain milestones, actually quite a lot of milestones, of course, that the company has achieved over the past 100 years. And we're going to take a look together at those milestones. To make that more visually for you, the whole journey, we have prepared a very nice video that brings you a little bit back in time. And you can see how the company actually developed, how it looked in the 1960s, in the 1980s, what milestones we've achieved, and where HASCO is heading today. In addition to that, we also have reserved a time slot of about 15 minutes for you to have a question and answer session. So if you take a look at your screen right now with me together, at the bottom, you will find a button that says F&A, that's German for Frage and Antwort, or in English, question and answer. So if you have any questions that shall arise during this conversation, please feel free to send us your question via the chat function, and we will hopefully be able to answer your questions here directly together after our talk. So I would say it's about a time to start into the discussion and look together back on 100 years of company history. So first of all, I would like to say pioneer of mold making for 100 years. That is really a long time. How was it possible to achieve this position on the market? And especially, how do you maintain this position, Christoph, since such a long period of time?
Yeah, Nadia, that's actually a very interesting question. The deeper you dive into this and the more you think about it, it's about the initial thought of making things easier. The story starts with a father and his son. And the father, that was actually Hugo Hasenclever, who was a very experienced craftsman, and his son Rolf has always been observing him. How would it be possible to make things easier? Might it be in private life when it's about a fishing rod or a pipe, but also in business when it's about a mold base. And in the end, it was then Rolf, his son, who made it possible to standardize the system and make the big step in revolutionizing the industry.
So the first idea was having a pioneer spirit, making things easier. And of course, over this long journey of time, there were quite some milestones that were achieved by the company. For example, you were the first company in the 1960s already to develop and get a patent for standard mold components. And I think that back in the days, that was really quite a revolution for the company, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely a revolution. It was, you can also call it disruptive innovation. But of course, it's only a first step, for sure an important step. In the end, it's about constant innovation and constant change and adaptation to be on the edge of time.
That's great. And now I would like to turn over here to Jose and ask him the question, what would you define? What are the strengths of your company? What distinguishes HASCO from other companies?
So first of all, to be the pioneer in mold making. And of course, our own claim, always take the first step and offer to our customer the most innovative products and services. I can name immediately, it comes to my mind, 3 examples. The first catalog that we launched in the branch, that today counts with 100,000 products. Our presence worldwide, we are present in 35 countries. And with our own stuff. And in the range of digitalization, I would mention the most advanced portal in the market, and with a feature, a special feature that shows availability in real time. Just naming these 3 examples, I think we have been quite successful so far.
So that is great. You say it's a kind of a combination of always being the pioneer, making the first steps, and also staying local to your customers.
Yeah.
I think I heard the term glocal a couple of times here in the company. Can you explain us a little bit what that stands for?
Okay, to glocal. So glocal means to be close to our customers. And this, a part of the geographical closeness that we have, it's to speak the same language of our customers. The native language, so the verbal language, but also the technical language. Because only in this way we are able to understand the customer needs and consequently the technical needs, of course. And these same needs have also a local understanding. So that's why it's so important for us to be present in 35 countries with our own stuff. And this local comes across, this word is come across due to that fact.
That's a great idea, I think. And you are the perfect example, being from Portugal,
Yeah,
working in between Germany and Portugal, trying to be local kind of everywhere where the company is, right?
Exactly.
Great. So and now I would like to address the question also back to Christoph. As a CEO of the company, what would you say characterizes or distinguishes HASCO from other companies?
I think, Nadia, one aspect has been just mentioned, and that means close to the customer. Geographically, of course, that's the global aspect, but it's also about understanding the customer. And I think we have a big advantage with regard to this because our roots are the roots of a mold maker. And this makes it possible to really dive together with the customer into the needs and necessities of daily business and an interesting, innovative offer to our customers. And secondly, if you understand our business, it's a quite granular business. It's like a concert, so many people need to contribute in whole organization with a very functional and strong mindset. And so what counts is the team spirit. You need to be close to your team, you need to be close to your staff. And I think this is another strength and advantage that we have.
I think that's very interesting to hear. So you say it's not only being close to your customers, it's also being close to your own team, maintaining the same team. And I think you have some employees that are here working already since a pretty long time, right? And that probably helps HASCO as well to perform in that way.
Yeah, if you look into some figures, you would find out that there is quite a coming and going in some industries. High fluctuation. In our case, we experience a high loyalty of our team, of our staff, and we really have long-term goals that we want to achieve.
Great. I think 100 years, that stands for a long time goal. And I hope we're going to the next 100 years now together.
Definitely.
That's a real good question, because now we're going to take a look into the future of the company. We've heard quite some interesting facts now about the history, and now it's time to look into the future. Christoph, what is awaiting for us? Are there certain goals already defined for the upcoming future?
Well, in general, Nadia, we want to stick to the chosen route. That's what we did in the past, and that's what we will also do in the future. We want to be the pioneer. We want to take the first step. We want to be an innovative company. And we had many, many ideas in the past, in the last 100 years. And we have, of course, 100 ideas for the future.
Great. I think digitalization is always one of the topics that we hear everywhere. I guess, of course, it's also affecting HASCO. Maybe, Jose, you can give us a little bit of your insight. What goals are set for the digitalization, or where is HASCO standing here right now?
So we, in regards to digitalization, in regards to products and service, we have been offering a variety of solutions to our customers, because always with the aim of make customers' life easier. This is on our DNA right from the beginning, and we are offering different kinds of solutions like log check and multi-track, which is a systems for localization of tools around the world, and also in plant production, introduction of RFID technology, which started to bring intelligence to our components. So there is a bunch of solutions that we are offering to our customers. A part of that, the way they reach us over the internet with our fantastic portal.
Very nice. So also in the new technologies, HASCO is once again a pioneer. And how being a pioneer actually looked like 100 years ago, we're going to see right now together in a video. This video has been created especially for this occasion, for the 100th anniversary, and you're going to see the different milestones that the company has achieved during the past 100 years. I'm very happy to share this video now for the very first time with all of you together, and I am very excited, so I would say please sit back and watch our video.
It all starts with a small manufactory. In 1924, Hugo Hasenclever, an engraver and goldsmith from Lüdenscheid, founds a company, an artistic blacksmith's workshop. Entrepreneurial spirit, vision, and the courage to break new ground have always been part of the Hasenclever family. Hugo Hasenclever recognizes the potential of bakelite, which was still a relatively new material at the time. The tools for production are coming from Hugo Hasenclever's factory. Every single tool, a unique piece of steel. In 1957, he hands the company over to his son, engineer Rolf Hasenclever. Over the next few years, he would turn his father's company into the global market leader HASCO. From one-off to normal. A vision and his pioneering spirit motivates Rolf Hasenclever to develop the world's first standardized modular system, which he had patented in 1960. A revolution through standardizing that refines mold making. The standard parts bring about a paradigm shift in the thinking and actions of mold makers and designers in Germany and throughout the world. HASCO standardizes, automates, and digitalizes. Emerging mail order catalogs are the inspiration for the first standard parts catalog. First 30,000, then 60,000, and today 100,000 standard parts are stored in the central warehouse at the headquarters in Lüdenscheid, available at any time. HASCO's CAD standard module is the first step towards the digitalization of industrial production. That was in 1983. And the word digitalization hadn't even been invented yet. Today, HASCO is synonymous with innovation in mold making, and 700 employees at 35 locations continue to follow HASCO's initial philosophy of making mold making as simple as possible. What role do we play today, after 100 years? We stand for 100 ideas in 100 years. 100 ideas for the future. We stand for over 100,000 products, innovations and simplicity, agility and performance. For further developments and recognizing new trends, HASCO, the pioneer of mold making for 100 years.
What a beautiful journey back in time, or Christoph?
That's really a great movie, and it tells a lot of what we stand for. A great job, by the way, of our marketing team. They put a lot of effort and passion into that. Yeah. And Nadia, maybe you recognized there's a little tumbler.
I was actually wondering what this little, the toy there in the beginning, right?
Yeah,
I was wondering what this was about.
Exactly. We made it part of this video, and it's one of the defining moments, actually, in the history of HASCO. It was Hugo, the founder we talked about before, who tried to make such a tumbler, and it just didn't work. And his son Rolf then, during the night, sneaked into the tool shop and worked all night long and made it possible. And his father found out in the morning, okay, his son was capable of doing that. And that made him think, and he handed afterwards over the business to Rolf, because he found out his son is very business-wise and capable of developing and further developing a HASCO, and was the initial step then of the mold-based technology.
That is great. That's such a cute story behind all that company history, I think. And further on, it was very interesting to see all the different milestones that have been achieved over the past years, right? I mean, I think it's very impressive always if you take a look how things actually looked like back in the days, right? I mean, it was just very different times. Digitalization, actually the term didn't even exist yet. I think that's just something very curious to think about. So HASCO really always have been a pioneer in what we have been doing. So I would say now it's time to come to our question and answer session. We promised you that we will be able here in real time to answer the questions that we get into the studio here. We have a big screen here on the back of our studio. So let's have a look together which questions came through here today from our audience. The first question that has arrived says, what role does HASCO play in the international market?
Yeah, Nadia, we play a leading role, not only internationally, but worldwide. We have a very good market coverage, close to the customer, and you can get our product and services throughout the world 24 hours.
I think that is a very great promise, and that sums up pretty good what you're doing since 100 years, 24 hours a day. Let's have a look at the next question that came to. What are the most important milestones you have been able to set for the industry? We saw a couple of them already in the video, but I think it's a very good question, because some of the milestones that HASCO has achieved actually have transformed the whole way of doing things, right? The whole industry.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fundamental thought of standardization did not only revolutionize mold making, but also the entire plastics industry. And the secret is to keep on going afterwards and constantly develop, stay hungry in the end.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a very good term. So you say, okay, we had very significant milestones, but we're not going to sit back and rest for the next 100 years, but we're going to continuously improve and hopefully try to set the next milestones.
For sure not. If you take an actual topic, it's digitization. And it's something that defines if you can compete successfully in the future or not. And what we work hard on is to really develop digital processes, because the better the processes are on a digital level, the better you will compete in the future, and also be ready to make a step ahead into self-learning algorithms and furthermore.
Great. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. That's a very good question as well. You hinted at global activities in the anniversary year. What exactly are you planning? And I think maybe Jose can answer that question best for us. What's coming up right now?
So, first point, 2024 will be orange. I promise you. So we are planning from trade shows, so trade fairs. We will participate in 20 worldwide, but this is already regular in our business in every year. But important is that we will have 30 customer events. So we will invite the customer to join us on this celebration. A part of that will be quite active on social media. So we will have a specific marketing campaign in social media, especially in LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. We will be very active also on the printed and online press. And what comes up to my mind, the most important point, in person. So we'll have our sales team also spreading the history about HASCO, and during this time in all channels together with the team, we will tell the history of HASCO, the developments, also communicate in regards to our activities with customers and also with our staff. We cannot forget about our staff. And then we should spread around our orange culture.
I think that's very nice what you said. 2024 is going to be an orange year.
Yeah.
And you're going to specially dedicate this year to get closer to the customers, to bring also the history across, to communicate again, but also for your own team to sit together and say, hey, look what we've achieved. You are important to us, right?
Absolutely.
So there's a lot happening this year.
Also for that, we have also create a book, a book about our history, also to tell the story, and also to raise the awareness how disruptive and HASCO has been over the years. And I think this is also what is in the DNA about the pioneer. That's why we call us the pioneer for mold making for 100 years.
That's very interesting. I'm very curious to see that book hopefully later on. Let's see if we got another question here. I think something else came through. Yes. What forward-looking goals are you pursuing in terms of innovation and investment? Who wants to answer here?
Well, I would say, first of all, as we said, we want to constantly develop, and we want to be on the edge of time with regard to our assets, machinery, and so on and so forth. But of course, a big portion of our budget goes into digitalization.
I think that is one very important aspect, because we keep hearing that over and over again. And actually, I'm just realizing the next question is actually asking about digitalization as well. So it's very good we spoke about that right now here. Regarding to digitalization, there is a question. Digitalization and artificial intelligence are becoming increasingly important. How do you deal with these issues? Jose, do you maybe want to answer that question for us?
Everyone today speaks about the artificial intelligence, right? Okay, this is really quite new, and this fashion, there is a big hype around that. Although HASCO, from the digital side, we have been offering, as already mentioned before, different kind of products and services to support our customers. One of them is the most advanced portal that we have in the market, okay, as I already referred before. In regards to products, we have specific ones which are LogCheck and also the MallTrack that, as mentioned before, optimize support our customers to optimize their own operation with the geolocalization of their tools worldwide, but also inside of the plants. And this for sure support in the digital way the optimization and also the standardization of the process of our customers. And again, the RFID technology. So we are bringing intelligence to our components, and this is key to step into the future of AI. Although internally, we are also making some work in this matter. We are developing sophisticated algorithms, okay, that promote the improvement of automation and the so-called machine learning. And we are doing this in our production, in our logistics, and also in the order processing, because here the aim is, again, to make the customer life easier by increasing availability and with speed and with high precision. And this is what we aim.
And I think that's a very good example, what you named, the web shop, for example, as well. Like you said, it's one of the fastest web shop in the industry,
yes,
I think.
Yes. We have launched a great web portal for the customers have access to all information and also to purchase online. And the customers are able to see availability in real time. We launched it just recently and with a great performance, I have to say. I mean, we are very proud of it.
Great. And I guess you can be.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to see that HASCO also with the new technologies is again a pioneer as much as back in the days when the first catalog came out, which many people in fact can still recall. I heard it was like a very typical catalog with the orange logo that was very useful for many, many years. And now it came to the web shop and we are working on the latest technologies as well. So that was our question and answer session. I would like to say if there is any other question that might have came up during the last minutes, please feel free to send us your questions anytime. Our marketing team will, of course, be very happy to get back to you via email and answer all the questions that might arise in the next couple of minutes or hours. Yeah, I would say at this point, thank you very much for this very interesting exchange and hand the words over to Christoph at this point.
Yeah, Nadia, thank you very much for guiding us through this press conference. Thanks to all of you for joining this press conference, and we will send out with the press release, Jose, not to forget, a little booklet. We call it with a smile, the Orange Bible, and I hope it's interesting for you and some fun as well.
So you're going to send that actual book out to the...
Yeah.
That is great. Yeah, I'm going to look curious to have a look inside as well. Jose, thank you very much.
Also from my side, I really appreciate your presence here, and please join us on this celebration, this Orange celebration. 2024 will be orange. And well, thank you so much. You'll get also the materials, and we look forward to meet you probably in person in one of our next events.
During the Orange year.
Of course.
Thank you very much for joining us, and goodbye. Thanks.
Thank you.